Hello everyone, I've been asked the question, what's the difference between the out-of-body experience, astral projection and lucid dreaming? Because lucid dreaming and astral projection can seem quite similar, and it seems that perhaps on the astral level, can we affect things like we can on a lucid dream? And if so, how do we know that there's any difference at all? So in order to answer this question, I'm going to start off by talking about a paradigm. A paradigm is a container of knowledge that is like a framework for everything that we believe within it. An example of this is the world is round. When we talk about stuff, we generally just assume that. Not everyone believes it, but that is part of the society's paradigm about the world. Another paradigm, the one that applies to us here, is that I have a body, we all have a body, that we are located in here, and out there is a different world, you know, one that we can access by going there, and we can meet other people who are also in their bodies. I no longer believe that to be the case, and I don't even think science believes that to be the case either. So what is going on? Well, let's consider an analogy of color. Let's assume that the physical world is like the color black. It's very dense. There is time, there is separation, there is other, and that is the experience in this analogy of blackness. And now let's look at the opposite extreme, which is white. White is equivalent to we are all one. We are connected. We are one consciousness. There's no time, there's no space. It's everything, everywhere, all at once. One big consciousness of love. And then we have everything in between. And so another thing to say about color is that where yellow ends, for example, and orange begins, is not a clear-cut thing. You know, right in the middle of yellow and right in the middle of orange is definitely more defined, but on the edges it starts to get a little bit hazy. So what are these different colors that are in between, and how do they apply to astral projection and lucid dreaming? Well, on the physical realm, the black level, there's some big filtering going on, and that's why I'm having this separation experience. But as we go further up, the filters start to come off to some extent. Well, to all extent. Right, so on the next level up, if you like, the next color up, we've got the etheric, or as some people call the energetic duplicate, which looks exactly like the physical world, but there's always a little clue that tells you that it's not. Like if you come out on the etheric or the energetic duplicate in your room and you knew your room was perfectly tidy, you might see a little thing on the floor that you just know isn't there, and that's the clue, because for all other purposes it might look exactly the same. And then we go on to the astral. These are all just definitions. I don't even really like the term astral because it's been, you know, it actually comes from a different theory with dogma and all this, but let's just use these words because this is what everyone's using. So then we're on the astral. The astral has the lower, the middle and the upper levels, and the lucid dreaming space is energetically aligned with that. So the differences are that in the lucid dreaming space it's more of a private phenomena, but it's totally easy to go from one to the other without much. And what is the key thing that you can achieve on the astral that you know that makes it different from lucid dreaming? Well, the whole thing is about information gathering, if you like. It's all about information. So, you know, when I'm on the physical plane, I'm limited to the information I have. If you were to write a little note for me, put it in another room, and I was to have an out-of-body experience and I could go into that room, out of body, being on that plane, on the black level, I would be able to go and read that note and gather that information. Same as if I was in my physical body and I walked into that room and I went and looked at it and I got the note. So what is then happening on the astral level? The astral level, the information is not quite so accurate, or it is accurate but in a different way. You're picking up emotions, you're picking up past, you're picking up future, you're getting really the energy of a place. So astrals, in my experience, the astral world has its counterpart. There's always a physical counterpart. Is there always a physical counterpart? No, not necessarily actually, but there is definitely an astral version of all the physical places. And the information that you can gather there can be something that you don't know. So you can pick stuff up about someone, a situation, a place from the astral that might be, you know, you might come up with some information that was true a few years ago, but that energy is still very, very strong there. So the difference then between the lucid dream is that it's more contained in your private filter. I'm holding the phone, so I can't use my other hand here to kind of explain this little private filter thing. But as you're coming into the astral, this is kind of opening up, if you like. It's very easy to go from one to the other, like I said. And yes, you can create on the astral. I've been in astral realms, places that, you know, they're like physical locations to me. I go there again and again. I meet certain astral beings there again and again, and I've been able to, for example, focus my will in a little seed and create a whole universe, a whole fractal Mandelbrot universe that portaled to somewhere else in the astral. And how did I know that that was different to a lucid dream? Well, it's what we call these consensus reality. To me, it seemed that it was a solid place, you know, when I was gathering information and I was getting things that were outside of my realm. To add further confusion to it, you can access information outside of your own realm from the lucid dream and just from your normal dreams by sort of asking the right questions and being in the right heart space. So it is a bit blurry, is, you know, the lines on this. I'm about to run out of phone data, not data, space, so I'm going to keep this as short as I can, and I can expand on it later. But I hope that that helps. And, you know, one thing to say, after the astral there are more colours before you get to the white level, and they're not really exactly levels either, because there is no time and space on that top one. Trying to explain this in 3D language is not easy. I really, really hope that that was useful to you. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.